playing, you know, 8 or 9 out of 10 or better.
Yes, I mean, you made the quarters. Semifinal Saturday is lurking.
Game 1. Time in 0-0-2.
Let's play pickleball. And the theme shirts are indeed in the paddle bags.
That's right. Good drive, better first volley from Dylan Frazier.
Off the tape, off the outside of the line, and Jay just can't get there, and that's a big man who moves well.
He does. The blend of size and movement from Jay Devilliers is at the top of the game.
Shake it and bake it, 2-0.
Yeah. Backhand poach in the middle with one hand from Dylan Frazier.
2-0-1.
I mean, that Deckel a mile off the line.
Yeah, he got pushed off of it with the initial dink from Devilliers, but I think he had room to get a little bit tighter back. Nice pace control from Jay Devilliers to find the big man's feet.
And there's the lethal forehand drive of Deckel Bar.
So who is the real big man on court, Deckel Bar or Jay Devilliers? It's pretty dang close.
It's close. It is very close. I mean, Jay didn't bring a T-shirt, so I'm giving it to Deckel. Same move, Frazier can't make it.
But he needs to be active. I mean, that is a drive from Deckel Bar that can create offensive opportunities. So Dylan needs to not hang back and get in there.
Well, Pablo's not hanging back, and he got in there.
Yeah, he came in real hot, too hot.
0-3-2.
Oh, no.
And I think that is a legitimate sorry. That is a whip through from Dylan Frazier that often goes right hip or cross body, and he was late whipping through and caught Jay Devilliers.
And the beautiful money maker, too.
That's right. That was high.
3-0-2.
That's some great positive energy from Pablo Tellez early, even though they are at a 3-point deficit.
Good duck. And yes, Pablo, I've talked to him about it, talking to somebody, sports psychologist, working through that, and I have seen a big difference in that part of his game, all to the better.
I think that's what Dylan Frazier was trying to do when he tagged Jay Devilliers earlier, both of them working out in his favor. And I don't think Pablo Tellez, he's a good partner, but he would take it out on himself.
Yeah, 100% agree with that.
And that was the more of the issue. So the positive stuff from Pablo is very important.
Jay just gets beat right there.
Dylan Frazier has the backhand counterattack. Always has, and I'm almost certain always will. That is hyper-aggressive court positioning from Dylan Frazier, and I like it. Deckel gets a forehand. You better do something.
Okay, so this is a shot a lot of pros, you want to drop it and it's sitting up, you are going to have to deal with pace coming back at you.
1-3-1.
Great shot there from Jay.
Works both ways.
Sure does. Folks, don't just reach in there. Why would you want to reach in? You can step back and swing as hard as you can. So much more fun. Yeah,
and I think that's something that's changed. Previously, almost always wanting to take those shots out of the air because you can't do that much once it bounces. That is not the case anymore.
It's a terrific return off a massive serve.
3-1-2.
What a move, and he made that too, and there was a sliver of opening.
A hop, skip, and a jump right over the corner. Very athletic move from Pablo Tellez.
Wow.
Mid-air, and to hit it with that kind of pace.
You asked if he's close to fully healthy. I say yes after seeing that.
And I think something that is overlooked about injuries is the mental side of it.
For sure.
So you of course you have the physical stuff and limitations and rehabilitation and all that, but to get back to the right spot mentally is not always easy.
Man, Jay gives you a show on every one of his dinks. There's nothing, arms and legs flailing. Oh, no way. Tui down the line, and it is beautiful. And the Colombian is bringing it right now.
Yes, sir.
3-3-1.
No.
No.
No, and then no Dylan.
Yes,
you used the name also.
Yes.
And when that ball is going over to Jay Devilliers' backhand with the soft stuff, Pablo is in there in the middle of the court.
The southpaws, man, they come in handy. Oh, way too high. And this is a tremendous response from Pablo and Jay here. Didn't love the start of this for them at all. They were getting it taken to them, and they have come back impressively. And we've got a southpaw on the right, and we've got a righty on the left, and the Ernies are fantastic. It's Ernie Palooza here in St. George.
The Flying Frenchman doing his
on the line. Let's see if this continues.
And I agree with you taking away the dinks down the line, but that last one from Jay Devilliers, that was a forehand dink from Devilliers from the middle of the court, and he still earned it.
Oh, dear. Well, he's aware of the Palooza, however.
Yeah, barely overextended right there from Jay Devilliers.
I don't recall it being called Berta Palooza. Okay.
My default there is the man went for it, you know?
Oh,
he went for it.
I mean, if we praise their aggressiveness, we cannot then criticize when he goes for a
God bless
shot
him.
like that.
Yeah, God bless him for it. I mean, it made for interesting, an interesting call.
Absolutely.
Might work out 1 out of 20 times, but
it leaves a lot of court open, Adam.
3-6-1.
Man, that got caught in the jet stream a little bit there, and it's across the court today. Again. What a drive. Great handle from Jay. Wow. The movement on that, there was a midpoint applause from the fans.
Yeah, quality point from everyone. A couple nice resets, quick hands, and as you said, the movement and footwork is there. Nice take from Jay Devilliers. And going backside also, inside out to Devilliers, who was leaking heavy to the middle. Good move, perfectly placed. And followed it up, unfortunately, with that.
Yeah, so 2 missed returns after they played some flawless ball before that. Oh, man, bad luck. Pablo on those counters.
That was great work from Pablo Tellez to weather the storm. And a little frustration there from Devilliers. Yeah,
even the guys are getting these cross-court attacks in.
Yeah, sending it on the fourth shots.
6-7-1.
I can't believe Frazier didn't send that. It was sitting there and he went finesse.
Right. He was pulled out pretty far wide and was on the move coming back to the middle of the court. That might have had something to do with it. Yeah, there's times for pace control and there's times to go.
There was a time to go again. I mean, they're playing some high-risk ball on the far side here, let's be honest. Looking for the doubles alley that does not exist in pickleball right there. Tied at 7. High formation, and again, Devilliers drills one off the tape. He's been in good position. Pablo had no idea where to go. There's flying Frenchman, and he's still in the point over there.
He looks great.
Yes. So here is the dead sprint of Jocelyn Devilliers flying through the air.
8-7-1.
Magnifique, big fella.
Second serve. Eight, 7-2.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of the big fellas look great because of their health. Jimmy Ignatowicz yesterday in mixed, and this is the best Jocelyn's moved in quite some time. Oh, yeah. Why don't you stay on your half, Frenchie?
A great deception from Pickleball.
7-8-2.
Jay had made up his mind.
Yes. I mean, all the chips were pushed into the middle of the table.
Eight, 7-1. Point.
Short return, tough miss.
How many receivers? 9-7-1.
I'm not even sure that's staying in, but we'll never know.
Time in. 9-7-1.
Did it hit Dylan?
Wait.
Second serve.
It did hit him.
So it was
totally hit him.
It was going out.
I mean, that's way out.
9-7-2.
Frazier can't get out of the way. So what a great miss there from Jay. Just oh my. Oh, look at Pablo putting on a show here again.
7-9-1.
This is Dylan just getting tagged in the backcourt again. Just couldn't get out of there. And then Pablo is swinging and missing on purpose. I mean, these guys know this is, we're in the entertainment business, Adam.
Let's play, baby.
7-9-2.
Can they get within one here? Oh.
And that ball
So-
was not going out either.
No.
So Jay made the wrong decision there.
And Jay makes a visit to the Parisian tattoo parlor there.
It's not so bad when it's at 15 miles an hour.
That's why it's on the Champs-Élysées. It's
right,
very nice.
Right, but it's actually worse.
Yes,
because you got hit. You got hit
Yeah,
with the 15 mile
yeah,
per hour.
Yeah, when you get hit with the knuckleball, that's embarrassing, but it happens.
point. Game point.
And that's one where Jay Devilliers has to have that recognition of who his partner is.
Because Pablo let off there. And game point. Oh boy. Oh, muy bien. Okay.
Jay Devilliers can speak some Spanish.
Oh, and he can speak a lot of languages.
Second serve.
There's just a lot of positive energy from everyone right now.
Love it. Jay pulls the trigger cross-body on Frazier.
That's interesting, too, because Frazier had a backhand counter, but he was late getting to his backhand side. Make it make sense.
Maybe his brain was just tilting forehand there on that. And chance to tie right here. And that is well deep past the Carvana logo. And it's going to take more than 11. One game point was saved. Wow. A parallel or behind him save from Deckel there.
Definitely behind him. Completely beat and recovered. It's one thing that length does. Have a nice long arm. Reach back behind you.
Don did not call the foot fault there. Game point 2.
11-10-1. Point
right there for the taking. Check us out. Cannot wait. So Adam, is it as simple as just clean it up a little?
I think so. It's the returns, some thirds, some fifths. Highlight real stuff, and the speed ups and attacking weak shots from Dylan and Deckel is there for Jay Devilliers and Pablo Tellez. What do you say? Do the routine things routinely? Yeah.
2-0-2.
Do that. It's not fun, but it's really effective.
Jay wants to get in there.
Jay,
He wants to get in there so bad.
Pulls it off the bounce, and it goes deep. Great start for Frazier and Barr.
3-0-2.
Speaking of routine things routinely, it's what Dylan Frazier's been doing for pretty much the entirety of this match.
So let's see. They were down early in game 1 and pushed back impressively.
Point.
And there's just a lot going on.
Man alive. And
Dylan ducked, and it did not help.
Oh, no, that did not help at all. It didn't make it worse, luckily for him.
1-3-1.
He got smoked right there. Uh-oh. Great recovery from Tellez, but that's not going to stay in.
Second serve.
I love the idea of throwing up the lob. However, you got to throw it up in the middle of the court, and that'll end up where he wanted it.
If he was playing the left, it would have been perfect right up the line. Yeah, everything sailing long early on, aside for the one that caught the body of Dylan Frazier.
Yeah, because that was sailing well out as well. And that's the sitter of all sitters right there.
And that, you don't always think of that as routine, but that is also in that barrel of putting the ball away when it goes up above the shoulders.
Watch this. Nope. On the other side, that would have been very entertaining because that would have gone over.
Nice lefty forehand whip from Pablo Tellez.
Not as much of a sitter, but pretty routine there as well. So we've traded sitters into the net.
And a juicy groan from the crowd, too.
Yes. All the 3-0s and 4-5s and above here are all felt that one. Oh, Deckel let off on that one. Had the Tui and then decided to punch it, roll it one-handed. I don't even know what that was. I don't think he does. It didn't work.
Didn't work. We'll label it that.
Deckel's like, hey, I'm really good at this too. I want to go to the Palooza.
Yeah, can't drop over there, especially if it's floating up.
4-1-1.
Wow. Look at this. Gets the ball on the ground. Come on. Oh, have one to crush, and he went to finesse, but they're back in it. Oh, no. And then the net ruins it. Come on, net. What a defensive show from Tellez there.
The 10 spot down there. Wow.
Unbelievable again. I mean, to feather that over, the problem is it just prolonged the agony.
Yeah. Defensive masterclass, the last 2 points from Pablo Tellez, and he has nothing to show for it.
Second serve.
Dylan out in front of that second counter. Nice hands from Jay.
6-1-2.
Wow.
Perfect.
Was he trying to be Ben Johns there, Deckel, with that?
That was pretty low.
Yeah.
And a lot of action on that wrist and forearm to get the spin. The counterattack from Pablo Tellez actually ended up in the perfect spot because Deckel was locked and loaded for that second backhand.
Second serve.
Yeah, Dylan Frazier in a variety of positions. Previously played with Pablo Tellez, not fooled by the inside and lefty stuff at all. And a lot of people are.
Yes. Jay, I mean, we're going to have to get you several appointments on the Champs-Élysées because, my goodness, tagged again.
Leaning left, back to the right, right in the shoulder. That was a very nice first volley from Jay Devilliers. Before I can finish my sentence, Dylan Frazier is one-upping him.
Sure did, and this is getting away from Team French Columbia here. Oh, and they're going to stay with the backhands in the middle. And that will last. That's the end of that. Yeah, Pablo's not even going to fool them. He's going to start off the court here. Like, we're just not doing this. And barely got himself out of the way there, and this is unraveling quickly. 2 points from being done for the day and into the semis.
That was a heck of a roll. A lot of action on that third shot from Dylan Frazier.
Match point.
10-1-1.
Oh, baited into it, and Barr and Frazier